And then we have another 15 acres that we got to do. I'm tired. You are now watching the 2025 season of Farming with Duffy Ag. We are back at it. So last night wrapped up. We got 30 some acres over here to do, discing, and then we will run the planter for about 40 some acres. And then we got more acres. And we got a Ted. We got a busy day. It's just us. Harley is off to work. Very excited for her on some things. And took the dogs to the vet this morning. They were both awesome. Everything checked out good. Yanko has a little bump on his side, and he's had it for years. Yeah, between me and him, we both didn't go to the doctors enough in the last few years. We just life, and now we're learning. But his bump is nothing serious. They said, oh, it's perfectly fine. It's not cancer. It's nothing like that. So I'm glad to know that. That did get me nervous. They got their rabies shots and everything, and it's hot today, so they're at home. At the end of the day, I just got in the tractor and I'm sweating like anything. So it's gonna be a rough day today, but we got tedding to do, we got planting to do, discing to do. We got a lot to do. So appreciate you guys watching along. Let's get into it. It is 90 degrees now. You step out of this cab and you're like, ooh, it's cooler out here. Alrighty. We're done discing with this setup. We got a little bit on some hills that we won't pull with that. Yes, that's got some mud in it. The scrapers aren't amazing. And like I thought was gonna happen, the rolling baskets, they packed up some. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, drop the rolling baskets. The 27's still over here, so I'll come back over with the bike, and then we are going to go Ted. Hey, I got home and got out of the tractor, and John was there, and he's like, you need a ride? And I'm like, actually I do. So we'll go get the rolling baskets. So these were previously round bales that were left here from the person that farmed prior to us, and they've just been rotting away. They've actually broke down quite a bit, so the landowner's been flipping them. We're gonna leave him room to flip them some more, and then come fall, we're gonna spread them out. I think Jason Smith, he's got a vertical beater. He's gonna spread it out, and then we'll be good. We'll be back to utilizing the whole area and not having trash looking stuff around. This stuff should do pretty good. Knock on wood, let's get it in before it rains or Mother Nature or anything. So as we know previously, we've always had, look, we had one time that we had awesome hay, never got rained on, everything was perfect. Otherwise, it's always a battle. Took a gamble and we dropped this hay. It got rained on at the very beginning, but it dried out perfectly, I'd say. By tomorrow morning, this should all be ready to bale, and just fluffing up a few spots, well, fluffing it all up. Today has been ideal weather for it. A little nervous with the humidity that it wasn't going to dry down. I'm going to ask for a better day. So once I get done tedding here, we'll jump over to the next farm. Well, I got out front there, but we'll jump over and we will ted that one, drop the tedder off back to Dan, and we'll come home and keep planting. But get it all aired up for tomorrow. Can't complain. Can't complain about this view. I will always love looking down at the farm. The beefers out on pasture. We're gonna have to kick them back up into here, which isn't the end of the world. Which they'll love that pasture. They got plenty there. But they did a hell of a good job, and that is why we have them to begin with. And now we're building a herd with them. And yeah. Drop the tedder off. Appreciate Dan letting me borrow it. So Dan's the one we moved hay for this winter. a few times. Oh, we're gonna have a good sunset. Let's get back and get in the planter. I am extremely hot. It's been a long day, my hands are hot, the GoPro's on fire. Yeah, need to fix the AC in here, so need to run through all that, but let's get down the road. Well, switched out our sunflower meter, back to our corn. Some people have noticed that the boxes, the names are faded. Yeah, it's set outside a little too much. Harley's actually gonna redo them all so that we have them on these boxes. Yes, these are our corn boxes. We got bean boxes this year so that they were bigger and we didn't have to switch anything around. Just pull the boxes off, swap them. But alrighty, let's see if we can wrap up some more corn. Honestly, we have about 40 acres that we can hit. We got 8 acres above the house, and we're gonna no-till into the hay ground, and then we have another 15 acres that we gotta do. I'm tired. Alrighty, so we got a moment to sit here and think to ourselves and reflect on the day. We were doing outside passes, so yes, we put sunflower seeds on the outside. Why'd we do that? Because I told Harley I'd do that. She likes it. I think it brings some culture to it. I don't know if they're gonna grow or not, but today's really been a battle. So, Yanko, did you go to the vet? He checked out good. You got rabies? He's focused on a deer over there. He got rabies back the shot. What else did you get? I don't even know what you got. We got new tick and flea medicine. We went back to Bravecto. I think it's Bravecto. We used to be on it. You weigh 50 pounds and 8 ounces, or 50.8 pounds. You're not as chunky as we thought. So, he's riding with me, because we got AC. Otherwise, he's been sitting in the house because it is hot out. 95 is the high today. 27.55, the brakes are not doing so hot. I stopped there at Dan's, dropped the tedder, and got back in, and I really didn't have any brakes. So hopefully that's not a sign of a bigger issue. Maybe they're just hot. Maybe we're low on hydraulic oil. Maybe all the above. But in that meantime, I was tedding, and a sheriff went by. I recognized the sheriff. Real slow. Staring at, looking back and forth around like something was missing. And I was like, that's weird. And then all of a sudden another sheriff went by like 10 minutes later. And I was like, that's really weird, because we don't see sheriffs go by. And prior to that, I was out back, and a pickup pulled in, Toyota pickup, and drove out like they knew what they were doing, and then stopped and backed up and sat in the driveway and then left, which is really raises red flags to me. And I'm like, well, I'm up here. Yanko went out and like was there, so he's guarding them. But at the end of the day, then all of a sudden a black car pulled in my driveway when I was up heading the next field. So I called John and I said, can you stop whoever that is and ask him what's going on? And he called me, and at the same time my landowner texted me and said, hey, by the way, the neighbor lost 3 animals. They showed up yesterday and they were gone. So I was like, okay. So then that same car pulled back in my yard, drove across the lawn, which, if you guys remember, driving across the lawn, big no-no. Stop, don't do that. I can do that, but nobody else can, because I gotta fix it. And so it turns out it's them. They're looking for their animals, and I'm like, okay, well, honestly, chasing them or calling the police to come look for your animals is pretty... The police thing's a bold move. That's a misuse of, yeah, that services, I would say. But they're not American, we'll say that. So the guy stopped when I was tedding finally, and I was like, don't drive across my lawn. And then he goes, well, how'd you know I did that? Well, I got cameras. It's not, oh, I'm sorry. So that bothered me right there. I'm gonna go on a little rant here for a minute, but we're just sitting here bouncing around anyways. Gonna blow off steam. This is actually 10 acres in here. So we got 40, almost 45 acres to do tonight. So, I said, well, they'll show up. I said, if they're in the woods, no point in chasing them or doing anything because they're just going to keep running, especially if you've never been around them. He literally just bought them at the auction Wednesday. So he bought them yesterday and they escaped within that time. They've been on the run for a day or something. I don't know. And I said, if they show up, I'll give you a call. And he said, well, if you got a gun, you can just shoot them. Well, if that was your point to buy them and kill them right away, probably should have done that instead of let them go on the loose. But I'm not shooting somebody else's animal. So, yeah. Well, alrighty, we're gonna keep going. I messed up on the boundary here. Started it too far out and then went back in, so it's got a little zig and a zag. We're gonna fix that. Yeah, because I don't know what I was doing. Yeah, there we go. FJ Dynamics has been absolutely awesome as far as everything on this. So, very pleased with the setup. Took me not that long to get used to it. And Harley's gotten used to it too, so that's always nice. Like I've said before, she was supposed to plant most of this. She's been an absolutely awesome asset to myself and to the farm, and very thankful. She's also my girlfriend, so not just an asset. But alrighty, we'll keep planting and watching the sunset. But that's my little rant for the day. I probably got heat exhaustion. It's been bad today, honestly. I'm sitting in the AC. This tractor's been running for at least 30 minutes because I messed something up and I had to go back. And, oh, wrong heading. Come on, jump on. There we go. I had to go back to the house and grab that. And my windows are dirty, but as you can see, oh, that's on the outside. And I still feel like it's 1,000 degrees out. Yeah, checking in on you guys. Gorgeous sunset. We got dirty windows. You forgot to work that up. Also, you've slowly ruined this cab interior over here, which it was kind of ruined when we got it, but you made it worse. Like, this pillar's missing and we had to cut these in the roof, but that was on our list of things to do. He's pulling the fabric down. I do have cushions here for him, but yeah, so I can't see as good because I forgot to turn my lights on. We'll come down here. Got this button. Oh yeah. Now we can see, bud. Now we're farming. It is 10:30 at night. We're loading with fertilizer right now. I just checked that all the orifices and the furrow outlets, I guess it would be. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, tire's flat. Like, literally. Oh, wow. You guys can see now? So, tire's flat. I'm hoping it just fills itself up. Is that the same tire that goes flat over time? I think so. But the problem is, that changes how much of your rotation is. Flat tire overseeds, underseeds? Not really sure. Underseeds or overseeds. But let me get loaded. We're gonna go see if that takes air. If it doesn't, we're done for the night because I don't have the ambition to go change that tire. If it does, I did clean out the filter. If it does take air, we'll load with seed and we'll be good. Yeah, tire does not want to take air. Valve stem is bent. Tire's off the bead. Maybe that's a sign. I really want to keep pushing, but let me see. Mother Nature, batteries and tires. We can only control 2 of those things. So, yeah. Did not go back on. We're going to battle in the morning. Appreciate you guys watching along. Have a good one.